Hey there. So let's talk about dieting. If you've ever felt like you're stuck on that hamster wheel of dieting, you know exactly how draining it is, right? But what if I told you the answer isn't some new, super restrictive diet? What if it's just a shift in how you think? Today, we are diving deep into the science of mindful eating. It's a practice that, honestly, can completely transform your relationship with food. I mean, we've all done this, right? You're binge watching a show or maybe just scrolling through your phone, and you look down and whoa, the plate's empty. You barely even tasted it. That's mindless eating in a nutshell. And it's so common. It's actually a massive reason why a lot of traditional diets just don't stick. And get this, the stats are pretty mind-blowing. Studies show that after just 5 years, something like 80% of the weight people lose on a typical diet comes right back. 80%. Think about that. And listen, this isn't about you failing or not having enough willpower. It's the approach that's failing us. This whole cycle of restricting food, then rebounding, it's just exhausting, and it tells us there's a much bigger problem at play. And that bigger problem, it's that so many of us are just eating on autopilot. We're not really listening to our bodies. We're eating because the clock says it's lunchtime or because we're stressed or bored. Or, hey, you walk into a movie theater and that smell of popcorn hits you. Those are all triggers. They're not true hunger. So if we're going to break that cycle, the first step is figuring out what our bodies are actually trying to tell us. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. It all starts with understanding that there are two totally different kinds of hunger: emotional hunger and good old-fashioned physical hunger. They can feel weirdly similar sometimes, but trust me, they're coming from completely different places and they need to be handled in different ways. You can really see the difference here. Think about emotional hunger. It just smacks you out of nowhere, right? It's sudden, it's urgent, and it's usually for one specific thing, like chocolate or chips. But physical hunger? That's more of a slow burn. It builds up over time. You might get a stomach growl. And here's the key. When you eat, you feel satisfied, not guilty. So the big takeaway here is learning to just pause. Before you grab that snack, ask yourself these quick questions. Is this a right now craving, or has it been building? Am I actually hungry, or am I just bored? Honestly, just taking that 1 second to check in with yourself can be a total game changer. It's like a little diagnostic tool you can use anytime. Okay, so once you start recognizing those triggers, what do you do about them? Well, that's where this powerful idea comes in: mindful eating. And I want to be super clear. This is not a diet. It's a practice. It's all about paying attention. So what is it exactly? At its heart, mindful eating just means you're paying full attention to the whole experience of eating without judging yourself. That's it. It's about being present with your food and with your body from the first bite to the last. And the basic ideas here, well, they're pretty much the exact opposite of mindless eating. It's about eating slowly, right? This gives your brain the 20 minutes or so it needs to realize you're full. It's about actually using your senses. Notice the smells, the colors, the textures. That makes food way more satisfying. And most importantly, you're listening to your body, finally figuring out if you're truly hungry or if it's just a trigger. All right, so I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds nice and zen, but does it actually work? Is there any science here? And the answer is a big, fat yes. This is not just some wellness fad. This is a technique that's been studied and validated. So let's look at the actual data. Check this out. It's from a 15-week study. The group that practiced mindful eating lost way more weight. We're talking more than 6 times as much as the other group. But here's the really cool part. Look at that second row. Their mindfulness scores went up. They weren't just changing their weight. They were literally changing their level of awareness. And the researchers put it pretty bluntly. They said, and I'm quoting here, "Greater weight loss is associated with increased mindfulness." It doesn't get much clearer than that, does it? There's a direct link. You change your mind, your body is going to follow. So you're probably thinking, okay, I'm in. How do I start? And the best part is it's super simple. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need a complicated plan. We're just going to give you a little toolkit with a few steps you can start using, like at your very next meal. Seriously, it's this easy. Step 1, and this is probably the biggest one, get rid of distractions. Turn off the TV, put the phone away. Step 2, just slow down. Actually chew your food and taste it. And number 3, and this is huge, listen to your body. Stop eating when you feel satisfied, not when you feel like you're about to burst. And hey, If you want just one super simple, almost silly sounding trick to start with, try this one. It's called the put down the fork theory. After every single bite, you just put your fork down. That's it. It forces you to pause, to actually experience that one bite. It sounds small, but it is crazy effective.
So let's wrap this up. I just want to leave you with this one big question. We put so much effort into controlling our bodies, right? With all these strict rules and diets. But what if we've been looking in the wrong place? What if the real, lasting change doesn't start with what's on your plate, but what's going on in your mind?